Notes 3A. Slope. Objective. I could determine the slope using a table, graph, 2 points, and an equation. Essential question. How do I find slope? We are doing these notes. I expect you to join the Pear Deck and contribute to the slides, watch this video, fill out your foldable, and ask questions when needed. Describe the scenery. What is the blue toad doing with the slopes? On the Pear Deck slide, go ahead and type your response about what the blue toad was doing with the slopes. Vocabulary. These are the words that you should be familiar with from this section. Be sure to know how to pronounce the words and what they mean. Slope, the rate of change, the change of y over the change of x. Lattice point, where grid lines intersect. This is a lattice point. Horizontal line, zero slope. Vertical line, undefined slope. Perpendicular lines, their slope give a product of -1. Parallel lines, same slope. Positive slope, increasing. Negative slope, decreasing. Here's some important formulas for you to have there on your formula chart. There's rate of change, slope-intercept, and point-slope forms. Let's look at this, the tragic story of Mr. Slopeface. So each of the symbols on Mr. Slopeface's face represents parts of the slope. So we have this eye right here is for increasing, and the other eye is for decreasing. Negative slope. Again, increasing is positive slope. And then we have the nose right here, that's for vertical undefined slope. And then for the mouth, that is a horizontal zero slope. And then we have this mustache right here that is for parallel slope or perpendicular slope. And then the lines at the bottom on the chin is parallel slope. Okay, I'll do this slide right here. Find the slope given 2 points. You'll use this formula right here, change of y over the change of x. So a line that contains a point -2, 4, 1, -20. So we're going to label these x1, y1, x2, y2. So let's plug them into the formula. So we have -20 minus 4 all over 1 minus -2. So we're going to add those two because they have the same signs. We have -24. Two negatives turn to a positive because negative times negative is positive. 1 plus 2 is 3. So our answer is -8. So our slope m equals -8. So remember, you're going to use a formula, label each coordinate point, and plug it into the formula. Simplify as needed. On the next slide, you're going to do this one. What is the slope of a line that contains the points -1, -2, and 3, 4? Drag the icon over the correct answer choice. The next example is to find the slope given a table. So we're given a table with 2 or more points. We're going to find the change of x and the change of y. So the change of x from 0 to 3 is to add 3. 3 to 6, add 3 again. Okay, from 21 to 14, we're going to subtract 7. 14 to 7, subtract 7 again. So your change of y over your change of x is -7 over 3. You can't reduce this anymore, so that's your slope. Your b is your y-intercept. It's when x equals 0, y is 21 here. So your b in this case is 21. So your equation of slope-intercept form is y equals -7/3 x plus 21. Okay, now you try one. Find the slope given this table. Draw on this slide and answer the questions. When you're answering the question, follow along with the example provided. Let's look at the next slide. Find slope given a graph. First of all, is this increasing or decreasing? It's a negative slope, so it's decreasing. Okay, we're going to find rise over run. So we're going to identify 2 lattice points on the graph. Here's 1, and here's 1. Rise and run. We're going to assume that each of these units equals 1. Don't always assume that if there's numbers on the grid, though. So it's 1 and 1. So 1 over 1. And it's decreasing, so it's negative. So that equals -1. Your b is your y-intercept number. It's 2, positive 2. So your equation is y equals -x plus 2. We don't have to write the 1 there because when there's, we assume it's a 1 if there's nothing written in front of a variable. Okay, using this example, go ahead and try this one. Choose an option. What is the slope of this one? 2 lattice points have already been given to you. Find slope given slope-intercept equation. So we have y equals mx plus b. So I have 3 different examples on this page. So we have y equals 3x plus 1. The slope would be 3, and the b would be 1. Well, we have x equals 5. That's a vertical line. We have no slope that's undefined. And then the b would be none. Because if you were to plot this, there's 5 right there. It never crosses this line. Okay, y equals 4. M is 0. And then b would be 4. Okay, now you find the slope on this one, given slope-intercept form. What is the slope? Error number. Find the slope given point-slope equation. Point-slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, where y is y, x is x, m is the slope, and x1 comma y1 is some real numbers that are given to you. So we're given this equation. The slope is -3/4, and the point is 1, 2. Okay, now you do one. Enter the number. What is the slope of this equation? Find slope given standard equation. The standard equation is ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are integers. Turn this into slope-intercept form. So, a equals -1, b equals 3, and c equals 6. And now we're going to turn it into this form right here. So let's add x to the other side. So we have 3y equals 1x plus 6. Divide each term by 3. And you get y equals 1/3 x plus 2. Okay, now you do this. Find the slope given the standard equation. Choose an option. Is it A, B, C, or D? How do you feel about today's topic? Drag the icon over how you feel about this topic. Are you not sure yet? Is it getting familiar? You know how to do this. You know how to do it so well you can explain it to others. Fill out your daily reflection on the last slide. Describe the various ways to find slope. When you're typing in your summary, be sure to include this stuff from the word bank. Your y equals mx plus b, table, graph, steep, toad, rise over run, puff puff positive, nice negative, triangles. You don't have to use all these words, just some of them.